today I will discuss the Philippine Cooperative Code of 2008. So if you notice, this law has been amended by Republic Act 6938. Rather, it has amended, this law amending 6938 or the Cooperative Code of the Philippines. And along Republic Act 9520, we have also Republic Act 6939, which created the Cooperative Development Authority. So we have here, the implementing agency here is the Cooperative Development Authority or the CDA. If we have SEC on partnership and corporations, we have also CDA, particularly on the promotion, registration, development, and evaluation of all types of cooperatives. So we have here the thing about cooperative. Dito po tayo, I will skip. These are the topics that we will be discussing actually. So ito po yun sa today's session. So we have here the definition of cooperative. Cooperative actually is, later on you would know that most of the provisions of the old corporation code is copied by the Cooperative Code of the Philippines. But of course, ang pinaka-basic difference lang doon is that in cooperative, the cooperative is created more to advance the interest of its members. Unlike in partnership and the corporation, it is more of profit. So we have here the definition of cooperative. An autonomous and duly registered association of persons with a common bond of interest who have voluntarily joined together to achieve their social, economic, and cultural needs and aspirations by making equitable contributions to the capital required, patronizing their products and services, and accepting a fair share of the risks and benefits of the undertaking in accordance with universally accepted cooperative principles. So, out of this definition, we could come up with 7 cooperative principles. These are things which are not found. Some of these are found, but most dito po, iba po. These are the traits that are found only in cooperative. Kagaya po nito, autonomous. As much as possible po, the government will not interfere on the affairs of the cooperative because this would be an avenue for members to develop their skills on how to proceed, on how to operate and perform their tasks in a cooperative way. It is duly registered. So, mayroon tayong CDA. And one thing that is peculiar about cooperative is that there is a bond of interest. You could never be a member of a cooperative unless there is a common bond. Diba? Makita mo, cooperative ng mga teachers, cooperative ng mga drivers, cooperative ng mga operators, there is a common bond. Unlike in partnership, in corporation, although there are some interests, but it is not really required that you have the same interest. Needs and aspirations, equitable contribution, and take note here, patronizing their products. In fact, a person, a member of the cooperative could be considered as disloyal whenever he will not patronize the product of the cooperative. May kooperatiba ka ngayon dito, pag-utang dito yung membro, pagbili doon sa kabila, then pag naano yan, that could be a ground for him for disciplinary action or even the termination of his membership. So let's take this one by one, yung sinasabi natin, cooperative principles. Let's start from voluntary and open. So pag sinasabi natin voluntary and open membership or voluntarism, this is open to all persons. For as long as you possess all the qualifications, you could be part of the cooperative regardless. Okay? There will be no classification or qualification as to your gender, social, racial, actual, or political and religious discrimination. So kahit anong religion mo, kahit anong political leaning mo, background mo, racial, gender, you will be part of a cooperative if you want to, for as long as you possess all the qualification. Voluntarism, meaning to say, it applies both ways. Ang pagpasok mo sa kooperatiba at ang pag-alis mo sa kooperatiba, hindi ka mapigilan as long as you observe the rules on cooperative. So pagpasok mo, voluntary, hindi ka mapilit. Pag-alis mo, hindi ka mapigilan. For as long, again, makikita natin mamaya, yung requirements ng member kung ayaw niya na sa isang kooperatiba. Second principle is democratic control. Sa democratic control, we have this from the word democracy, demoskrasia. Okay? The rule of the people. That's why dito po, the rule of the majority will prevail. And then voting, sa kooperatiba po, ang voting niya is one person, one vote. Unlike in corporation na even if you are a person, ikaw lang mag-isa, but you possess more stocks, okay? So mas malaki po ang voting power mo. Elected representative, directors, or officers are accountable to the membership. So yun po yun siya. So member elects the representative. Sabi natin, one member, one vote. Finally, a third here is member economic participation. You could not be a member of the cooperative unless you contribute. Kailangan mo talaga mag-contribute. And we have here, as long as you are a member, you continually contribute, depending po sa usapan ng kooperatiba, mayroon ka rin karapatan eventually sa mga properties ng kooperatiba, including the allocation of surplus. No? So at the end of a certain period, pinag-usapan sa kooperatiba na ibalik na ang dividendo, ganun po yun. Ngayon nga lang, kahapon, may meeting na naman ng kooperatiba namin sa teachers. So member ako kasi regular. And then kailangan ka mag-loan. So nag-loan ako last year. And then yun pala, pag mag-loan ka, mayroon ka din return of investment. So nag-loan ako ng, I think, 100,000 o 80,000. Kahapon nakuha ko yung cheque ko, dun mismo sa loan, kasi naglo-loan ka, nagbabayad ka ng interest. Sa interest na binayaran mo, lahat ang nag-utang dun, lahat ng interest ipupul po yan. Tapos hahatiin po sa mga members. So yun po yung sinasabi po dito. Allocate surpluses for the members. Now, autonomy and independence, we have here self-help. The concept or the principle of self-help simply says that as much as possible, the government will not interfere. Kung hindi naman kinakailangan, hayaan ng government the members to operate, to manage the affairs of the cooperative. Again, because this could be a training ground for members and officers. So, they're autonomous and independent. Self-help, they could as much as possible, sila lang po ang mag-govern, magpapatakbo po, and wala po makialam sa kanila. We have also here cooperative principles. You could not be, number 5 here, education. You could never be a member of the cooperative unless nakatapos ka ng training. Kaya nga, meron yung training, education, and continuous education. After you have fulfilled those number of hours as required by your bylaws or by your incorporation, or your bylaws, ang mangyari po dito, saka ka na maging member. Cooperation among cooperatives. Ito po ay mga federation. Pwede ka kasi na ikaw po yung kooperatiba, pwede ka makipag-member sa ibang mga kooperatiba. Kung ikaw po ay, for example, producers cooperative in one place, may isa kayong produkto, tapos producers cooperative ka, okay? Sa Bulacan. And then mayroon naman producers cooperative dito sa Cavite. For example, these cooperatives could form and join together as a federation. Kasi nga sabi nila, by working together, mas malaki po yung chance na ma-achieve nyo ang purpose ko. And we have here concern for the community. Unlike other, although mayroon naman tayong CSR, Community Social Responsibility, in corporations and even in partnership, mas astig po dito sa kooperatiba because from the start po, kailangan talaga na mayroon siyang impact sa society. sustainable development sa community at saka sa society. Kaya nga yung kooperatiba, mas maraming benefits ang binibigay ng government. Like for example, tax. Makikita natin mamaya na ang mga transaction ng kooperatiba with each members, lahat ng members, hindi kasali yung sa labas, total, completely all the members alone, wala pong bayad ng tax. So these are the cooperative principles. Now, other cooperative principles, principle of subsidiarity, ito po yung no government intervention. We have principle of transparency. If you are a member of the cooperative, you have a right to have an access to all information of the cooperative. Yun yung sa transparency. Malinaw po, klaro po, alam nyo lahat. Now, the basic purpose of cooperative is self-reliance and to harness people towards attainment of economic development and social justice. So parang training ground po ito ng mga membro. And we have here purpose of cooperatives. Okay, so marami po itong purposes ng cooperatives. Take note, basically the purpose of the cooperative determines the kind of cooperative. So for example, ikaw po ay nasa production ng gatas, so it could be a dairy cooperative. That's why, depende po kung anong klase kang kooperatiba, malalaman po yung depende sa purpose mo. Any or all could be a combination of purposes. So marami po ito, thrift and savings mobilization, general funds, encourage among members production, marketing, goods, services, expertise, lahat-lahat po ito are purposes of cooperative. Marami pa yan, promote advances, economic and social educational status. We have to establish cooperative banks, retail complexes, etc. Coordinate in facilities, advocate for cause, ensure viability, self-help and self. So ang sabi lang natin dito, the basic formula here or the thing to consider here is that kung ano kang klaseng kooperatiba depends on the purpose of that cooperative. So makikita natin yan mamaya. So, but the primary objective of all the cooperatives, no, regardless of the venture or the nature of their scope, sabi po natin is to help improve the quality life of its members. Yun talaga yun. Bakit ka naging membro ng kooperatiba? It's because to designed to improve the quality life of members. Kagaya niyan, teachers cooperative or consumers cooperative for example. So tayo may consumers cooperative. Rather than buying consumer products sa department store or grocery store na mas mahal, dito na lang sa kooperatiba natin. Ang kooperatiba natin bibili ng mas wholesale, tapos dito ka kukuha, mas maliit yung kita, meaning to say ang profit, and sa profit na yan, mayroon ka pang share doon. Ganon din po pag lending. Rather than borrowing money sa banks na mataas yung interest, lahat-lahat yan, dito ka na lang sa kooperatiba. Pag nag-loan ka, nagbayad ka ng interest, mismo sa interest na binayad mo, may share ka pa rin doon. So again, all in all, these are designed to improve the quality life of the members. Lahat po yan, lahat sila. Article 9 talks about cooperative powers and capacities. So if you notice, these are similar to the powers of corporations as stated in the old corporation code. Parehas lang po yan sila. Basically, exclusive right to use registered name to sue and be sued. In other words, if you have that cooperative name, then that is the use of this is to the exclusion of others. Others cannot use that particular cooperative name. Ikaw lang talaga. And you may file a case under that name, not under the name of the members. And also, similarly, you could be sued under that name. Succession. Cooperative has the right of succession, simply put, regardless of the movement, the nature, the death, separation, abandonment, withdrawal of the members of the cooperative as an entity still exists. Like a corporation, regardless of the changes on the relationship of the stockholders, nandun pa din ang korporasyon. Ganun din po ang tawag natin cooperative. Unlike sa partnership, pag namatay na yung isa, wala na pong partnership as a rule. Okay? Unless there is an agreement to the contrary. To adopt bylaws, amend and repeal the same. Same with the powers of the corporation. To purchase, lahat po yan. In other words, to enter into contracts. It could be a sale, a lease, pledge, mortgage, all contracts, pwede niyang papasukin again under its registered name. Cooperative may also form together as merger or consolidation, or they could even divide, no? Hahatiin po yan nila. Sabi natin sa number 7, cooperatives may join federation or unions. Madistinguish natin ito mamaya kung anong pinagkakaiba ng federation or union. Avail of loans, etc., etc. Yung mga powers ng isang cooperative. Now, so we have here characteristics of a cooperative. Again, similar din po ito sa corporation under the old corporation code. Limited liability. When you say limited liability, kagaya sa partnership, if you are a cooperative member, your liability is limited only to your share, to your contribution in that particular cooperative. It will not extend to your own personal properties. Unlike in partnership, although sa partnership, generally, parehas na yan sila, separate, limited liability. However, if you are a general partner, sabi natin dati, if you are a general partner, then creditors may run after you if the partnership's assets are already satisfied or insufficient. Yun po dito sa limited liability. Members of the cooperative are not personally liable for the debts of the cooperative. Hindi po yun, iba po yun, walang kinalaman. Now, limited time, sabi natin, ginaya po ito sa old corporation code. Kasi sa old corporation code, the life of a corporation is 50 years. However, with the advent of the revised corporation code, wala na po. Alam na natin na the life of the corporation is already perpetual. Pero dito sa kooperatiba, base doon sa old corporation code, the life of the cooperative shall not exceed 50 years from the date of the registration. Unless, of course, it is dissolved sooner by the CDA or for what other grounds, even by the courts. Now, it could be extended for the same period of 50 years. But take note here, the extension must be done on the last 5 years of the original period. For example, there is a cooperative registered today and the life is 50 years. If the members, board of directors, members would decide that the life of the cooperative will be extended, the decision to extend will take place on the 45th, 46th, 47th, 48th, 49th, 50th, on those 5 last years of the original. So, by the way, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Dito po kayo mag-decide kung i-extend nyo ang life ng kooperatiba. Although there are also justifiable reasons where the CDA may grant extension even before the 5 years, last 5 years of the original period. Now, juridical personality, pag sinabi natin juridical personality, it talks about the separate personality of the entity as the cooperative and the members that compose it. So, cooperative form has a juridical personality separate, okay, separate and distinct from the holder of shares, member or partners. And the cooperative begins its corporate life the moment the CDA issues a certificate of registration. Sa corporation, Certificate of Incorporation. Okay? Sa partnership, Certificate of Partnership. Yun po, SEC pong nag-i-issue nun. Dito naman, ang nag-issue ay ang CDA. Now, saan ka po mag-register ng kooperatiba? Of course, obviously, sa Cooperative Development Authority. We mentioned earlier that the birth of the cooperative is only when the CDA issues a certificate of registration. It is not from the date of filing, but it is from the date when the CDA issues a certificate of registration. What is the process? First, you will apply to the CDA. Mag-apply po kayo na dapat i-actionan application nyo para mag-register. The CDA has only 60 days from filing to act on your application. A-actionan nyo ng CDA. Pag na-approve, fine. No problem. I-issuean ka ngayon ng Certificate of Registration. What if hindi na-approve, na-deny po? Sabi ng CDA, no, wala po kayong common bond of interest or for whatever grounds. Basta, the CDA did not accept or did not approve your application. Ano mangyari? You have the right to go to the office of the President. Remember, CDA is an administrative body. It is under the office of the President. So in all applications where they are denied, you have to go to the office of the President to file your appeal. And the President has 90 days to act on your appeal. If the President will not act on your appeal, ang tawag natin doon is executive inaction, then such failure of the President to act on your appeal is considered approval of your application. So again, this is on registration. Now, how would you register? Meaning to say, what are the things needed for you to register? Again, kung titingnan nyo ulit, gaya po ito sa old corporation code. Kasi dati, mayroon tayong 15 or more, di ba? Pero ngayon, sa corporation, you could even create a corporation by yourself, di ba? Pwede na po yun sinasabi natin, no? Single corporation, no? One-person corporation, unlike before. That's why dito, dati, ginaya 15 or more natural persons, Filipino citizens of legal age. Again, yung mga tatlo na to, hindi mo to makikita sa korporasyon or sa partnership. The last three requirements cannot be found in the corporation or requirements as member of a certain partnership. Ang sabi po dito, common bond of interest. Pareho kayo drivers, pareho kayo teachers, pareho kayo lahat-lahat. Pareho kayo PWD, pareho rin kayo na person deprived of liberty. Pumunta ka sa Monte, pumunta ka sa Women's Correctional, mayroon yan sila doon mga kooperatiba. Kikita mo yan pag Christmas, gumagawa sila ng kung ano-ano mga parol, and then bibinta ko na rin, kooperatiba. Because they have common bond of interest. You must be residing or working in the place where the cooperative intends to operate. Yun po yun, hindi ka pwede. Ang kooperatiba mo sa Bulacan, tapos nakatira ka doon sa Cavite, o ang trabaho mo sa Makati, you could never be a member of that cooperative because that is a requirement. And you must, as mentioned earlier, you must have attended a seminar. Now, if you are a cooperative, ang una mong pagpa-register is dapat ang purpose mo isa lang. Hindi ka pwede automatic magpa-register ng kooperatiba na multi-purpose agad. Under Article 10, a single-purpose cooperative, yun una ang i-register mo. However, if you have been operating as a single multi-purpose cooperative for at least 2 years, you can now convert that single purpose into a multi-purpose cooperative. Marami na. Hindi ka lang consumer. Hindi lang sa consumer, nagpapahiram ka na, lending ka na din. Okay? So yun po ang ibig sabihin dito. First registration, single, after 2 years, you could transform that to a multi-purpose cooperative. So ito po yung mga sinabi natin. Ano yung multi-purpose? Combination of two or more business activities of these different types of cooperative. So pinagsama-sama mo, pwede po yun siya. Now, there are types of cooperative based on membership. Tingnan nyo ang membership. We have primary, we have secondary, and we have tertiary. Sa primary po, ang members yan tao. Natural persons tayo. Ngayon, if we form a primary cooperative, and then mayroon yung primary cooperative there, and they form together, ang tawag nun ay secondary cooperative. Yung mga federation, no? Tertiary federation of cooperatives. So yun po yun siya sa membership natin. Now, steps. Okay, there are 6 steps in order for you to organize a cooperative. Okay? First, kailangan mo, tingnan nyo, ano ba yung gagawin natin? Problems, basic needs, determine nyo yan. May survey pa kayong gagawin kung feasible pa yan. Then you draft an articles of cooperation as well as bylaws. And then take note here, copied also dito sa Old Corporation Code, that if you are a responsible officer, accountable, meaning to say you hold money, like the treasurer or manager, you are required to post a bond. Kailangan mo mag-post ng bond. Usually, treasurer and manager. The bond there is intended to answer for the damages as a result of the negligence of function or as a result of exercise beyond the powers of this manager or treasurer. So ito po yung gagawin, ito po yung hahabulin. If ever mayroon silang nagawang hindi ka nice that results to damage to the cooperative or the members, ang sabi po dito, the bond will answer for it. Yun po, ito, tingnan nyo. Mayroong certificate, treasurer certificate, subscription. Wala na po ito ngayon sa new corporation code. But the old corporation requires that at least 25% of the capital must be subscribed. At 25% of that subscribed capital must be paid. So wala na po yan sa korporasyon, pero ginaya yan siya or niretain yan siya sa cooperative. Now, dito tayo ngayon sa Articles of Cooperation, di ba? Kung ang korporasyon may Articles of Incorporation, ito naman Articles of Cooperation. But basically, it has the same contents. Pag sinabi natin Articles of Incorporation or Articles of Cooperation, it talks more on the data and information about that entity. Ano ba tong cooperative na to? Ano ba to siya? Yun po yun ang articles. Pag sinabi natin bylaws, rules, internal rules that would be applied on the day-to-day operation of the cooperative. Kaya nga sa articles, anong mga laman? Mga information lang yan. Like, ano ba yung pangalan ng kooperatiba? Ano yung purpose? Hanggang kailan siya mag-exist? Saan ba siya mag-ooperate? Ano ba yung common bond nila? Bakit yan sila? Because they have this interest. Sino ba yung directors? Ano yung capital? Residences? And what is the type of cooperative? So these are the things that would fall under articles of cooperation. Kung makikita nyo, wala pong nakasaling mga rules dyan. Kailan sila magme-meeting? Ano ba yung quorum? Lahat-lahat? Paano itanggal yung member? Paano and so on? Because all of those things that I just mentioned would fall on the bylaws because it talks or they concern on the rules of the cooperative. Now, bylaws, ito na yung sabi ko, rules of procedure. Kailangan may bylaws because later on, hindi naman natin masasabi na all along, maganda po ang pagpapatakbo ng isang entity, maganda po ang pagpapatakbo ng isang kooperatiba. Mayroon at mayroon talaga yung mga later on conflict, feud, or issues. And therefore, dapat may rules beforehand na siya po ang magiging basis eventually if concerns or issues would crop up. Kaya nga dito, sabi natin, may bylaws po ang kooperatiba just like a corporation. The bylaws, ganun din po guys. The contents are just the same, no? Qualification, paano ka maging member ng kooperatiba? Magkano yung babayaran mo? Ano ba yung mga condition na you will maintain membership? Okay? What are your rights, liabilities? Membership, kailan mo ang ma-acquire ang membership mo? Kailan ka na hindi magiging member? What are the process for the termination? It could be by withdrawal, ikaw mismo, or by the action of the board of directors. Dahil ka disloyal ka. Pwede mo ba ma-transfer ang share mo sa kooperatiba? You have a share in the cooperative. Pwede mo ba ma-transfer? Pwede. Kanino? Dapat sa tao na qualified din or sa kooperatiba mismo for as long as again na-aprobahan ng board. Rules and procedures sa meeting, ano yung mga affairs, capitalization, and all of those things, no? So, methods, etc. These are the things that would govern matters on the day-to-day activities of the cooperative. That's why it falls under bylaws. Now, types of cooperative. Marami po yung types ng cooperative. Ang type ng kooperatiba, magdidepende po yan siya sa purpose ng kooperatiba. Kagaya po nito, consumer cooperative. Bakit ka tinawag na consumer cooperative? Because you procure and distribute commodities to members and even non-members. So kooperatiba tayo ngayon, instead na bibili tayo ng wholesale, okay, na produkto at i-offer natin sa members natin sa mas mababang halaga. Pwede din na uutangin or whatever. And we also offer that to non-members. Okay? But the benefits are those also that doon lang sa mga members. Credit cooperative. Bakit ka? Why are you called credit cooperative? Because you are a saving and lending service. Producers cooperative on production and processing. Marketing, supply of production. Service cooperative, Meralco, Maynila, ano pa? Multi-purpose, this is all the purpose, two or more types. Agrarian Reform Cooperative Bank. So yun po yung mga klase. Madami to grow, but the bottom line here, if you are asked, what is this type of cooperative? Of course, you have the kind of cooperative would depend on the purpose, why that cooperative was formed or created. Madami po to be. Like for example, dairy. Ano sa dairy? Gatas. Education. Educational institution. Electric cooperative. Power generation. Financing. Savings and credit. We have fishermen. Market catches. No? Medical, so on. So I hold you responsible. Housing cooperative tayo, mga members. Then the intention there of the cooperative is to provide housing to its regular members. Insurance, transport, water, etc., etc. So again, to recap, bottom line, if you are asked what is this type of cooperative, the kind of type of cooperative would depend upon the very purpose of that cooperative. Now, sabi natin kanina, ang kooperatiba pwede mag-merge or mag-consolidate. To refresh, merger happens when an entity A and an entity B, dalawa yan sila, would result to A or B. Depende si A ba or si B, the other is absorbed. Whereas in consolidation, A and B would be, the resultant cooperative would be a separate, anew. Not A or B, but a separate entity. Pwede ba mag-merge? Pwede ba tawag nito, consolidate? The answer is yes. Paano po ang voting? We have here, may merge, two or more cooperatives may merge into a single cooperative. So pag mag-merge yan sila, it could be constituent cooperatives or consolidated cooperative. Constituent cooperative dito, consolidated po dito sa consolidation. And what is the vote? Ang vote po is, sabi po natin dito, approved by the 3/4 vote of all the members with voting right. Yan. Kasi po, You could be a member of cooperative, but in the meantime, you do not have the voting right. Why is that so? Hindi ka nakabayad ng dues mo, may mga obligasyon ka, under sa bylaws, pag nagawa mo ito, you will not be given the right, or your right to vote will be held in abeyance or suspended. Kaya nga sabi ko dito, only members with voting rights at the time when the issue on merger or consolidation is brought about. Sabi po dito, 3/4. And take note, separate General Assembly. Hindi po pagsabayin ang hindi po pagsabayin ang cooperative A and ang cooperative B. Hiwalayan sila. Hiwalay sila mag-vote. May 3/4 ba dyan? Opo. May 3/4 ba dito? Opo. And then that's the time na pwede. Pero pag separate, tapos hindi ma-achieve by the other, then there could be no merger or consolidation. Now, the authority, sabi natin, take note, despite the approval or by the garnering of the votes required, there could be no merger or consolidation unless the CDA issues a certificate of merger or consolidation. Kasi mag-voting dito, mag-voting pag na-achieve, isubmit nila yan sa CDA. The moment ng CDA mag-act na yan, boom! Check nila, okay, then they will issue a certificate of merger or consolidation. Now, granting po nag-merge na or nag-consolidate na po ang dalawang kooperatiba into one, what would be the effects of such merger or consolidation? Sabi natin, these two cooperatives would become one, would become a single cooperative. Ngayon, kung merger po yan siya, ang natira ay tawag natin surviving cooperative. So we have here A plus B. Kung si A ang natira, ito po si A ang magiging surviving cooperative. Now, take note, the separate existence of these two cooperatives will cease kasi isa na lang po ang natira. Take note of number 3, number 4, and number 5. This talks about the rights, this talks about assets, and even liabilities. Anong ibig? Common lang po yan silang tatlo. So in other words, kung ikaw na lang po yung natira, surviving cooperative on merger, consolidated cooperative and consolidation, ikaw na po ang mag-possess ng lahat ng karapatan and privileges, immunities and powers. Sa'yo na ang lahat. Along with that, ikaw na rin po mag-exercise ownership over all the assets, rights, and privileges of all those cooperatives. Pero, hindi lang assets, ikaw na rin po mag-answer sa lahat ng mga liabilities, obligation of each of the cooperative. So, these are the effects of merger and consolidation. Now, we talked earlier about federation. Ano bang pinag-iiba ng federasyon at ang union? What is the difference of federation and union? Sa federation, alam natin, kooperatiba ka, primary cooperative, or secondary, nag-join po kayo, federation. Okay? Okay, so pag sinabi natin bro na union, di ba ang union, ano yun, mga rally yan, no? Not necessarily. But in union, they are more of collective interest. Ano pa yung kulang sa atin dito? Kailangan natin i-demand yan. Union. Cooperative is more of services. Okay? So services, again, similar purpose. But if you will be sticking on the difference, we have Federation of Cooperative provides for services. Cooperation of union, collective interest of the members. Now, kinds of membership, we have regular member and associate member. Regular member and associate. Pag sinabi natin, ang difference lang doon is completion of all the requirements. You are a regular member if you comply with all the membership requirements, and as a rule, you have the right to vote. Pag wala kang karapatan mag-vote, you are not a regular. Bakit wala kang karapatan mag-vote? Perhaps, or most likely, you were not able to comply with all the requirements. So yun po ang kinds of membership. Laboratory cooperative, ito po yung tinitrain yung mga minor. Kung sa barangay mayroon tayong SK, sa cooperative mayroon tayong laboratory cooperative. These are to train. This cooperative is to train minors to run the affairs of the cooperative. However, they would be under a guardian cooperative. Now, how could you become a member of the cooperative? Dapat mag-apply ka. You have to apply. Mag-apply ka ng membership mo sa kooperatiba. You have to apply. And then, sabi po dito, magbayad ka ng mga dues. What if nag-apply ka and then your application was denied? Kanino ba? Sino ba mag-approve? As a rule, when you go to a cooperative and you apply, who approves your application? It is the BOD. BOD. Sila po yung titingnan nila, okay, approve. But in the instance na denied po yun or refused to act on your application, pupunta ka na ngayon sa General Assembly. Pangkalahatang membership, and then ang mangyari po noon, dun ka mag-file ng appeal mo within 30 days. Okay? Yun po yun siya. Pero, normally, ang cooperative po, they would put up a committee because it's hard. It's hard for the cooperative to meet all and all at once. No? Biro mo, may nag-apply. Tapos na-deny ang application. Papatawag ang buong membro ng kooperatiba. Okay lang kung kuunti. 100 plus kayo para mag-decide lang kung i-accept siya o hindi. That's why, in practical sense, ang kooperatiba, gumagawa yan sila ng grievance committee. Yung grievance committee, sila po ang committee na in charge sa mga application ng mga members. Applicant for membership. Titingnan nila yan. Ngayon, pag na-deny, then, doon na po pupunta sa General Assembly. Okay? The JA may opt to create an appeal grievance committee that's to serve a term for 1 year. Sila po ang nagde-decide ng mga application within 30 days. If they know the committee fails to decide, then ang sabi po dito, your application is deemed approved. Now, ito po yung sa application. Dito, termination. Dalawang klase ng termination. It would be coming from you or it would come from the kooperatiba. Dito, withdrawal. Ikaw po ayaw mo na. Aalis ka na ng kooperatiba kasi pupunta ka na ng ibang place. Like, galing ka ng Bulacan, pupunta ka ng Mindanao. So, you will not be part of the cooperative anymore. That is withdrawal. Or for any reasons at all. Ang sabi dito, withdrawal because it must come from you. Voluntary principle, meaning to say they could not stop you. Members could not stop you. Not even the board of directors, officers, or the cooperative as a whole. Pero you have to observe the 60-day notice. Death, of course, naturally, how could you become a member? Pagpatay ka na or insane. Insolvency, wala ka ng pera, it's hard to accept, ganun talagang buhay. Pag marami kang pera, marami kang relative. Pag wala ka ng pera, wala ka ng friend. Di ba? Ganun po yun. Now, take note here an exception sa agrarian reform beneficiary. Kung if I am a member of an ordinary cooperative, no? Again, I am a member of an ordinary cooperative, I die. Question, yung aking daughter ba automatically maging member sa kooperatiba? Answer is no, but she will get the share that I have. She could apply to be a member, but of course, she has to again undergo the same process, approval by the board, etc., etc. Ang exception dito, ang Agrarian Reform Beneficiary. Sa Agrarian Reform Beneficiary, ito po yung mga under sa Republic Act 6657 or the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law, kung saan sinabi ng batas, ikaw landlord, bibigyan mo ng lupa ang mga tenants mo. Okay? Mag-retain ka lang ng 5 hectares and 3 hectares for each child. Pero ang excess doon, i-distribute po yan siya sa mga tenants mo. Tenante mo, nagsasaka. Ngayon, ikaw po ay isang tenant. Sabi ng batas, lahat ng mga tenante ng 6657 or CARP, dapat kayo mag-form ng kooperatiba. For example, Hacienda Luisita. Mayroon nilang kooperatiba, lahat-lahat yan. What if member ka ng kooperatiba ng Hacienda Luisita, namatay ka ngayon? Sabi po dito, automatic maging member ang next of kin mo. Next of kin mo. She will assume responsibility. Sabi ng batas yun, unlike in an ordinary cooperative na kailangan mo ka mag-comply, dito next of kin. Because again, it is the law, it is CARP 6657, CARL, o Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law, ang nagsabi na, okay, tenant ka dyan kasi nag-stay ka na dyan for quite a while, bibigyan ka ng lupa. Pag namatay ka, ang anak mo ang mag-inherit agad at magiging membro ng cooperative. Dito naman, termination, pinaalis ka talaga. Hindi lang involuntary. Number one, sino ang maalis sa'yo? Again, Board of Directors. Pinaalis ka. O ang Board of Directors, 5, dapat anong sabi po? Ang vote na kailangan, sabi po, termination by a vote of majority. Okay? So dapat 3. Okay? 3 tanggal ka. Okay? Ngayon, ano mga reason na tanggal ka? These are the grounds. Patronize, di ba? Pinatronize mo ang product. Mayroon akong kilala dati sa amin, salesman siya ng Coke. I don't know, na-share ko to sa inyo. Salesman siya ng Coke. Na-miss na ata talaga yung ibang soft drinks. Uminom siya ng Pepsi. Alam mo, naka-uniform pa siya. Na-disciplinary action siya. Di ba? Lalo sa labas, i-deliver siya ng ang Pepsi. Nagpatawag po yan siya. Okay? Ganito din sa kooperatiba. Patronize. Could you imagine? Pag-utang, una ka pa sa kidlat, pero pagbayaran doon ka sa iba, di ba? So that could be fail to comply with your obligation. Hindi ka nagbayad ng dues, violation of laws, bylaws nila, etc. So these are the grounds when your membership may be terminated by the action of the Board of Directors. Pero bibigyan ka rin po ng pagkakataon, due process. Pwede ka mag-question sa kanilang decision. Saan ka mag-question again? General Assembly within 30 days. Dapat sabihin mo, ba't mo ako tanggalin? Now, let's go to the General Assembly. General Assembly, lahat po complete attendance, full membership. Powers of General Assembly, alam na natin po ito. Ito po yung highest policy-making body. In fact, this is where the authority of the Board of Directors come in. Kasi pag General Assembly, tayo po ang mag-elect ng Board of Directors. Ang Board of Directors mag-elect ng officers. Pero kung titingnan mo, lahat ng powers manggagaling sa General Assembly. Now, General Assembly, sabi natin ito yung mga karapatan ng policy-making body ang General Assembly. Kaya lang sabi natin, hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon, mag-expect ka na mapatawag lahat ng members ng General Assembly. Kaya nga mahirap. That's why ang General Assembly, pwede nila i-delegate ang ibang powers nila sa mga committee. Committee. By the vote of 3/4. Gagawa sila ng grievance committee, 3/4. Grievance committee, kayo ha, sa mga application. Ano naman ng mga committee dyan? Pwede po yun. By 3/4 vote. Pero, ito, lalabas po ito. There are matters which could not be delegated. In other words, there are powers which could never be delegated because it affects the entire cooperative. Like amending the articles of cooperation, appointment members of the board, or to remove. Because take note, members of the board may remove an officer or may remove a member, but they cannot remove their kasama nila, co-member of the Board of Directors. It is the General Assembly that removes the member. So ito po yung mga 3 matters na hindi po pwede ma-delegate. Meetings. Sa meetings po, 2 po. Mayroon tayong regular, mayroon tayong special. Take note, meeting ito ng General Assembly. Sa meeting po, 2. Pag sinabi nating regular, annual po yan. Yan, regular meeting kami mamaya. Kaya required. So, lahat kami nandun. Okay? Lahat dun. So, ngayon, that would be regular. Special from time to time as the need arises. Quorum is a number that is required in order to proceed and to approve the transaction of the day or the transactions in a meeting. Yun po yung requirement natin. Now, ito yung mga cooperative. I hold you responsible for the quorum. No? Basta ito yung voting system, sabi natin, one person, one vote. Unlike sa unlike sa corporation, even if you're only one person, but you owns majority of the stocks, then your vote is based on your stock ownership. Dito po, voting primary, one person vote. Take note, no proxy. No proxy. But bylaws of the cooperative may provide for a proxy. Ito po, summary of voting requirements. So gumawa po ako ng summary po dito para at least may idea po tayo kung ano po yung natin. So summary po, I will hold you responsible, pero ito po yung chat. If the question is amending the cooperative cooperation, articles of cooperation, then 2/3 po kailangan. Pag division, lahat po yan siya. Ratification, for example, 3/4. So mahaba kasi ito yung articles sa cooperative code, so at least gumawa po ako ng kanilang table para kung the question is there, removal of elective officer, 3/4 po ng regular members. Dissolution, nakalagay ko din lahat. So I'll hold you responsible for the votes requirement. No? So, kung sa board exam, minsan ginagawa ko yan siya. Kagaya nito, filling up rather, the vacancy, Board of Directors. Ito po yung directs, manages the affairs. Take note, the composition of the Board of Directors is not less than 5 nor more than 15. Elected by the General Assembly for a term of 2 years. There is no limitation as to how many times you could run. Wala po, basta sabi lang dito, term of 2 years. Power, sila po yung sa policy making, planning, etc. etc. Board of Directors. Now, qualification of the Board of Directors, take note, you must be a member and you have the right to vote. You have all the qualifications and not the disqualification. Disqualification, if you are the board, you cannot be involved in the day-to-day operation management. Ikaw lang po gumagawa ng palisiya, ang mga officers po ang nagpapatupad lahat yun. Kasi kung ikaw gagawa ng policy, ikaw rin magpapatupad, of course, later on, there could be a conflict of interest. Now, dito na tayo ngayon sa meeting of the board. Board of Director to ha, meeting nila, sa regular meeting nila, at least once a month. Yung General Assembly, once a year. Board of Directors, once a month. But they had also this special meeting which we could be called from time to time by the chairperson or by the majority of the board. So yun po ang sinasabi natin na take note, directors cannot attend or vote at by proxy. Vacancy of the board. What would happen if the board of directors post is vacant? Sabi po dito, depende po. Kung expiration, 5 kayo, members of the board, 2 nag-expire na yung term, tapos na yung 2 years, pwede ba nila ma-fill in dyan? Sabi ng batas, hindi po. Dapat General Assembly ang mag-vote ng 2 board of directors kung ang dating board of directors na vacant ang seat because of termination or expiration of term. Pero other than that, aksidente, withdrawal, abandonment, lahat ng members, for example, 5 kayo, ang 2 board of directors pumunta ng Baguio, example natin palagi, sumakay sa kotse, nalaglag ang kotse, namatay sila. Under that, pwede yan siya i-fill in ang remaining members of the board of directors for as long as may quorum sila. Okay? Kagaya nito. The vacancy in the board, other than expiration, sabi natin, kasi pag expiration, talagang General Assembly talaga yun. Vote of at least majority of the remaining. So sabi natin, 5 sila. Ano ba yung quorum doon? 3. Ang 2 na aksidente namatay. Dahil dito sa 5 may quorum pa, ang 3 nito pwede mag-appoint sa 2 to replace this yung deceased members. Kaya lang yung 2 naman na na-appoint or na-elect nila, mag-serve for the unexpired period or unexpired term. Okay? So yun po ang ibig sabihin. Filed by majority of the remaining director, at least majority, but they still constitute a quorum. Compensation, may sweldo ba sila? As a rule, wala silang compensation, but only per diems. Okay? But they could also vote by majority na bibigyan sila ng compensation. Sabi po dito, majority votes of the members. So, additional compensation, it's not the board of directors that will decide, but the members. Ito sinabi natin, if you are a director, you could be removed because you are also disloyal. Pag sinabi natin disloyal ka, it is more on economic gain that should redound to the benefit of the cooperative. Mayroong isang business transaction na alam mo, board of director ka, na dapat ang kooperatiba ang kukuha, pero kinuha mo. So in that case, you are disloyal. Sabi dito, you will be penalized double the profits you have earned. But of course, kung malakas ka talaga sa General Assembly, ang sabi ko, it could be ratified by all the members with 3/4 vote. May meeting ka, tapos mayroong proyekto doon, ang kooperatiba nyo, ganun din. Example lang mayroong proyekto, garbage collection, ang laki ng kita no. Kaya nga totoo yun, may pera sa basura. Instead of ipapasok mo sa kooperatiba, inangkin mo lang. Hindi mo sinabi sa kooperatiba, opportunity, business opportunity, that constitute disloyalty. Now, removal of elected officer. Again, dito na tayo sa this is board of directors, dito na tayo sa officer. All complaints for the removal of the officer shall be lodged before the board of directors. But take note, the board of directors has no power to remove. It has only recommendatory recommendation. It is really the members by the vote of 3/4 to remove an officer. So, officer ka, may nagreklamo, then the board will investigate and they will make a report. If the report is to kick you out, tanggalin ka, then pwede po yun. But again, it is only recommendatory. It is really the members by the vote of 3/4 who has the final say whether or not you will be removed as an officer. Bonding officers, we discussed this earlier. Ito po yung mga treasurer, okay, manager. Sila po ang bonding officer because they are required to post a bond. Preference of claims. Sa preference of claims, simple lang po ito. From the word preferred. So kung may claim ka, if there are persons claiming property, interest, or money of the member, and ang member may utang siya sa kooperatiba, ang sabi po dito, ang kooperatiba po ang may preferred right or preferred lien over that property, assets, etc., etc. Kung ikaw po ay member, may utang ka sa kooperatiba at nakatanggap ka eventually ng share mo sa production, input, etc., etc., ang sabi po dito, ang kooperatiba ang may first lien. In other words, hindi mo matanggap yan until such time na hindi mo ma-fully paid ang utang mo sa kooperatiba. Ngayon, may property ka natanggap, may utang ka sa kooperatiba, hindi mo pwede mabintayan until such time na mabayaran mo or may permission ka sa cooperative. Kasi kung mabinta mo yan without the permission from the cooperative and may utang ka na hindi mo nabayaran, ang sabi po dito, the cooperative may question that sale and have it declared void. Yun po yung preference of claims. Now, salary, wage, primarily, sabi din dito, just like sa labor, hindi ka pwede bawasan ng kung sino man, kung sa anumang mga bagay, unless naggawa ka ng authorization na lahat ng pera mo sa kooperatiba, masweldo man yan, or whatever modes na natanggap mo, babawasan, hindi po yun. There could be no deduction unless you authorize in writing that those obligations will be deducted from your monetary claim sa kooperatiba. Okay? Ganun din primarily ng kooperatiba sa property mo kung mayroon kang tax privileges. Tax privileges, ano po ibig sabihin dito? Yan ang pinagkakaiba ng kooperatiba sa partnership at saka sa corporation. Kasi kung kooperatiba ka and if you deal with all your members only, lahat wala kang babayarang buwis. Again, sa tax. In other words, your tax exposure or your tax liability or tax privilege of a corporate or of a cooperative would depend on the nature of the transaction. Whether such transaction is between cooperative and members only, or between cooperatives and members and non-members, or between cooperative and non-members. So yun po ang determining factor whether or not that transaction is subject to taxes or not. Sabi po dito, Article 60, ito po yun. Kung ikaw ay kooperatiba, nag-transact ka sa members only, then you are exempt from paying the following taxes. So again lahat, mayroon kang deal. Gamit ng kooperatiba, binili ng member. Yan, exempted ka nun sa mga ganung mga instances. So income tax, value-added tax, percentage tax, donors tax, excise tax, these are exempt. So I will not elaborate on this. I understand na mayroon kayong income taxation. Mayroon kayong income taxation, bet? Ganun po yun. So hindi ka mababayan. Documentary stamp tax, annual registration, libre po yun lahat, bro. Even local taxes, basta ang test lang doon is that kooperatiba and members only. However, pag kooperatiba and members and non-members, kooperatiba, may dealing sa members and non-members, may threshold po tayong susundin. Ano po yung amount? If the amount of the transaction is not more than 10 million, exempted po yan, including local taxes. Yun lang kasimple. However, if for example, the transaction between cooperative and members and non-members exceeds 10 million, nako, ang kooperatiba liable na sa income tax, VAT, and all other taxes. Yun po ang ibig sabihin dito sa tax. So lahat na yan, entitled, babayaran mo na yan, lahat. Lahat babayaran mo to, sales, gross receipts, agricultural. Again, pag sinabi lang natin, ang basis natin kung ano ba ang or who are the persons involved in that particular transaction. Now, the last topic is on dissolution of cooperative. Just like a corporation, when the cooperation is dissolved, it still exists because there is still a process of winding up. Just like a cooperative, pag na-dissolve ang kooperatiba, it does not mean na wala ng kooperatiba. The cooperative will still exist to settle its affairs. So sabi po dito, there are 5 ways to dissolve a cooperative. Number 1, dissolution where no creditors are affected. This is voluntary, bro. Meaning to say, ang kooperatiba galing sa board of directors, nag-decide sila na ihinto na natin to. Yan. And then, majority of the votes of the cooperative, board of directors, decide sila, ipa-concur nila yan siya, affirmative vote ng members. Pero dito, application, kasi wala pong affected. Voluntary and voluntary dissolution by CDA and failure to organize. Let's tackle this one by one. Una, sabi natin, voluntary dissolution. Sa voluntary dissolution, ibig sabihin nang gagaling sa kooperatiba, sinimulan po yan ng board of directors, nag-isip sila, wala na tayong tapos na, lahat na. So, i-dissolve na natin to majority votes. And then, dadalhin yan siya sa General Assembly sa meeting. Pag-decidean, pag ang 3/4 po nakuha, if 3/4 of all the members of the cooperative with voting rights nandun, then go, ma-dissolve na ang cooperative. Take note here, wala pong petition but it is only for application. Application dahil wala na pong hearing sa CDA. Pag na-achieve ang majority sa Board of Directors and na-achieve din po ang 3/4 votes of all the members, then ipapublish na po yan siya. Pag na-publish lahat-lahat, pag okay na, isa-submit lang yan siya doon sa CDA, signed by the Board Secretary and the Board of Directors. And i-review yan siya ng CDA, and if things are sufficient in form and in substance, then the CDA will approve the, sabi natin, voluntary dissolution because there are no creditors affected. Dito naman sa creditors affected, hindi lang po ito application, it could be in a form of a petition. Pag sinabi kasi natin petition, kailangan po yan ng hearing. So dito, papatunayan mo na talagang kung may creditors ka, nabayaran na yung mga creditors. That's why hearing is necessary. If you notice guys, it has the same requirements. Ganon din po, majority of the board of directors, verified under oath, and then 3/4 of all the members. But this time, it is not an application, it is more of a petition. Sasubmit ka doon, and then i-attach mo pa ito. Ano ba yung assets nyo? Ano ba yung mga claim ng creditor? Nabayaran ba yan sila? Ilan ba yan sila? Etc. etc. So that the CDA, Cooperative Development Authority, has a way of checking whether nabayaran ba lahat ng mga creditors ng cooperative. Now, those are the voluntary methods. Dito naman tayo sa involuntary. Involuntary, hindi nanggagaling sa kooperatiba ang reason na bakit i-dissolve kayo. Ito manggagaling sa korte. Na a person filed a case against the cooperative and asked the court to dissolve them for fraud. Dito po, violation of existing law. Ang kooperatiba nyo, nun pala, iba pala yung mga binibinta, illegal pala, prostitution pala, lahat-lahat yan. So, pwede yan siya ma-order ng court to be dissolved because of violation of any law, regulations, etc. Or insolvency. Ito, tingnan natin dito sa Article 66, ang korte po, regular court po ang nag-order ng dissolution. Dito naman po is the CDA. CDA po ang nag-order na, oy, dissolve kayo. Bakit? Number one, fraud. Ang mga dokumentong sinabmit nyo, hindi pala totoo yun. May mga fraudulent, falsified pala po yun. Or, ang cooperative, illegal purpose pala. Alam naman ang illegal purpose, di ba? Yung mga contrary to law, morals, good customs, public order, public policy. And you violate the provision of the Cooperative Code of the Philippines and willful failure to operate. Just like dun sa wala talaga kayo. Hanggang registration lang kayo, wala kayong operation or to meet the requirement. These are the grounds when the CDA may order the dissolution of the cooperative. Now, just like a corporation, sabi natin sa corporation, pag na-registered ka, na-issuean ka ng certificate of incorporation, pero hindi ka nag-operate, naku, tatanggalin yung certificate of incorporation. That's why earlier, sabi ko, na most of the provisions under the Cooperative Code of the Philippines are copied dun sa old corporation code. Like this one, under Article 68, if a cooperative has not commenced business or its operation within 2 years after the issuance of certificate of registration, it will be ordered dissolved by the CDA. Or not carried its business for 2 consecutive years. Dito talaga, number one, hindi talaga nag-operate. Hanggang dokumento lang, dito nag-operate sila pero hindi nila napatuloy for 2 consecutive years, and therefore, sabi ng CDA, well, hindi talaga seryoso yung cooperative nyo. Malamang nag-form lang kayo, gusto nyo lang kumuha ng mga benepisyo sa government. mga transaction nyo lang para gusto nyo matax free po yun. Pero sa totoo, hindi talaga kayo kooperatiba. Kung kooperatiba man kayo, hindi nyo napatuloy ang requirement ng batas. So in all of these two instances, then again, the CDA may order that the cooperative may be dissolved. Now, dissolved na cooperative, then bayaran na po liquidation. 3 years po ang liquidation period. Ito po yung the payment, the termination of assets, selling all the assets, and then paying all the liabilities. 3 years po yun siya. No new business, just like the corporation. This is just on the settling of affairs. Now, limitation on the shareholding. 10% lang bro. 10% lang po ang limitation. So, limitation. Sa corporation, walang limitation pag domestic. Pero pag foreign po, mayroon tayong limitation 60-40. Dito naman, sa cooperative, dapat 10% lang talaga. If you are the person, ang share mo, maximum is only 10% of the entire capital of the cooperative. Bawal po yung sobra. Ang sobra, ibalik po yun sa kooperatiba para po, ini-encourage po na pantay-pantay po ang representation. Wala pong mamuno, wala pong lamang. So 10% lang yan siya. So sabi natin, member must have at least, not more than 10% of the entire share. Kung mamatay ka, and then more than 10% ang share mo, babayaran yan, kukunin. Di ba, namatay na ako. Tapos yung anak ko hindi member sa kooperatiba, kukunin niya yung share ko. Unless, sabi natin, mag-apply siya, gusto niya maging member, and na-approve po siya ng board of directors. Pero kung wala yun, kukunin niya lang yung share ko na 10%. Paano yung sobra? Bibilhin niya ng kooperatiba, and then babayaran niya siya. Provided that the total shareholding of the heir, yung anak ko, does not exceed 10%. Provided further, kung gusto niya maging member, qualified po siya, admitted siya, and provided finally, approval ng board po yan siya. What if may sobra? Ang sobra ng 10% will revert to the ownership of the cooperative. Babayaran po yan siya. Ang sobra ng 10%, ibibigay naman dun sa mga tao or bibilhin ng mga members na kulang pa ng 10%. This is to maintain again equal representation. Kasi kung isa kami control dyan, wala nang democratic control dyan. Sabihin mo lang, ako lang mag-isa, ito po yun. So that is a feature also na mayroong limitation po sa shareholdings. Now, assignment, sabi natin, pwede mo ba ma-assign yung share mo sa kooperatiba? Pwede, pero dapat nahawakan mo yan ng not less than 1 year. Okay? And then, dapat i-assign mo yan siya sa kooperatiba or sa member ng kooperatiba. Kung sa iba naman, dapat qualified siya and there is an approval of the board of directors. This is on assignment. Sa korporasyon kasi wala eh. Binta mo lang, bahala na dyan, except lang pag closed corporation. But in an ordinary corporation, you could sell your share of stock without even the approval of the board. But in cooperative, you have to maintain ownership of that for not less than 1 year. At least 1 year, ikaw yung may-ari. Pag more than 1 year, binta mo yung 2%, 3%, pwede mo yun. Kanino mo ibenta? Sa other cooperative member or sa kooperatiba, and then may approval po ng board of directors. Last topic is on audit. Bakit may audit ang kooperatiba? Kasi may social impact sila. Kaya nga binibigyan sila ng mga maraming benepisyo ng government kasi ini-encourage, bro, gagawa kayo ng kooperatiba, self-help. Ibig sabihin, wag ka masyado depende sa gobyerno ng mga, ano yan? Tupad na yan, tawag yan. O, tupad na lang palagi. Tupad na, depende. Gawa kayo ng kooperatiba, bibigyan kayo ng ganito, magtitrain po kayo. That's the essence of cooperative. That's why may audit. Ang audit, alam naman natin yung audit, to check on whether or not na comply nyo ba ang target nyo. Either finances, or we have social or overall. So sa audit po, mayroon po tayong financial. Pag sinabi natin financial, bro, no question about it, it is on the financial matters or money. Ang auditor, alam nyo rin yan, bro, mas maganda ang auditor external. Kasi sometimes bias po pag internal, under the control, the directive or orders of the BOD. So dapat external. So sa cooperative development, sa cooperative law, sabi po dito, the external auditor must be member of BICPA or Board of Accountancy and etc. Social audit naman, it's more of the impact. Pag sinabi kasi ng social, society, relationship of the cooperative with the society, nagampanan ba ng kooperatiba yung kanyang responsibilidad sa society, etc. That is on social audit, development of its community as a whole. Assessing its social impact, meaning the impact of the cooperative on the ethical performance, kanyang mission, vision, na-comply ba natin? Yung TODA ba natin, na-serve ba natin lahat-lahat? Yung ating mga lahat-lahat, that is the essence of audit. Audit, etc. And mayroon po tayong tinatawag na performance audit. Sa performance audit, overall. So, mayroon tayong una, financial, social, and performance audit. Sa performance audit, overall po yun bro, lahat-lahat. Overall performance. Tingnan mo, na-comply ba ito lahat-lahat, may rating po kayo. Now, audit report, of course. Nag-audit ka, wala kang report, ano yun? So, audit report is important to reflect the findings and it will be presented to the board of directors so that the board of directors will present that to the general assessor. The right to examine ka lang. Pag sinabi natin, right, karapatan mo yung mag-examine because you are a member of the cooperative. Tandaan nyo guys, parehas po ito sa partnership that your right to examine is not absolute. And when we talk about absoluteness, it refers to the time. Kailan ka ba mag-examine? Dapat reasonable hours. Alas 8 hanggang alas 6 ng hapon o ng gabi. Hindi po on the very midnight. Kasi pwede po yan ma-refuse. Ang sabi lang dito, every member has the right to examine the records pertaining to the cooperative transactions for as long as it is within the reasonable hours of the day. And he could even ask a copy without charge. Cooperative ang magastos yun. Pero, pwede po yan siya ma-refuse. However, the refusal could be justified and unjustified. If the refusal is not justified, a member that refused could be liable for damages. And if the refusal is based upon the resolution by the board of directors, then ang sabi po dito, the board of directors that signs or responsible for that withholding of information or non-performance of right to examine would be liable. However, may mga depensa ka. Baka gagamitin mo yan improperly. Ang asawa mo member din sa kabilang kooperatiba, tapos binibigay mo pala sa asawa mo kung ano yung mga diskarte ng kooperatiba namin. That is not allowed. Or acting in bad faith. That's the end of our discussion. So sabi na natin dito, remedies, sabi natin, anong ibig sabihin nito? Remedies of members. Ikaw po yung member tapos you were refused access to the records, you could file damages, civil damages, civil case. Or you could file a criminal case, imprisonment. Okay? Take note and so on. Annual reports will be submitted within 120 days from the close of calendar. Take note, if you are a member of a cooperative, you could not be a part of the, if you are a public official, elected, mayor, vice mayor, barangay captain, hindi ka pwede maging member sa kooperatiba, except lang kung ikaw ay nagre-represent sa kooperatiba, dun sa party list system. So that ends our discussion on cooperative. Thank you very much and good day.